Welcome back, everybody, to a more organized Kryllyk world. Oh boy, we are pretty much there. Not quite everything. There's still a lot of like crops and stuff that I still don't know exactly what I want to do with them. But for now, I feel more organized. I do notice with the drawers and stuff that some of them are actually a little bit hard to tell the differences on. So that's a little bit interesting, but that'll be solved once we actually set up our systems and all that kind of stuff with like a requester pipe. Now, one of the things that I've been doing is I kind of traveled around the world yet again because I am looking for seeds, okay? So I did get some soybean and I do have plans for this, but we can't make the presser yet because I didn't realize that this requires more seeds: asparagus, celery, cabbage, and oats. So I'm going to have to find all of those. I don't think I have a single one. I remember seeing cabbage and I remember seeing oats out there, and I don't remember seeing the other two, but we definitely want to get some of those going as well. Still have a bit of a cough, by the way. But one of the things that's really been lacking in my travels is my jetpack. I'm constantly having to refill the thing. It's just not very good. So I think we're going to look for an upgrade to the hardened jetpack. Now, this is going to require a few other things, and I do want to jump into those things right away on the tech side of things. So this is going to require reactant dynamos. The rest of this we can do quite easily, but uranium is not something that we can do very easily at this point in time. Basically, the way to get uranium is through a thermal centrifuge of basically having crushed uranium ore, which we can do in a rock crusher, or yeah, we can do it in the rock crusher. I think that's the one. Yeah. So we can crush down the uranium ore, that's fine. But uranium's a whole different beast. We need the thermal centrifuge from Industrialcraft, and I've decided, you know what, let's get a little bit more into Industrialcraft in general. So, without further ado, let's see what we can come up with here. So, as you can see, we've had this line running to the compressor and the metal former over here. I think what's going to happen now is we're going to change that up. I want to get an IC2 storage center ready to go. So I think the one that we're going to attempt to make is the MFE. The MFE is from Industrialcraft. It outputs at 512 EU per tick, so we will have to downgrade some machines, but it does have a 4 million capacity for EU, so it's pretty good, and it's not overly expensive, all things considered. This guy's a little expensive. Diamond dust, a little pricey, a little bit. You pulverize down one diamond. Yeah. Like I said, it's a little expensive. And we need 4 of them. So, if I'm not mistaken, that is, you get 9 per, so that's 16 diamonds just for this thing. That's a little bit insane, actually. Maybe I should rethink this. Maybe we should just go with the CESU, which is just a whole bunch of bronze. You know what? Let's do the CESU instead. Let me get a few things prepped, and we'll be back to get started on that guy. Alright, so I think I have most of the stuff needed here to at least get us started. So I think we need these advanced RE batteries, which is like so, and then 3 like so. Good. That'll give us our 3 advanced RE batteries, which can go here with our bronze plates. And last but not least, we need 1 more copper cable. There we go. Just combining it with rubber bars, because that rubber is way easier to get, in my opinion. And boom, our CESU. Very nice. Now, this outputs at 128 EU per tick. So, for example, the metal former here this guy here has a 32 EU per tick maximum. So what we need to do is we actually need to downgrade the piping with a transformer. Okay, now this is an LV transformer, and this is the guy we need to make. So we need basically some wood, some insulated tin. That's pretty straightforward, nothing crazy there. And this coil, which is a whole bunch of copper cables around an iron ingot. Well, it just so happens I used all of my copper cables to make insulated copper cables. Haha, funny how that works. And a piece of tin. So basically on the metal former here, we have it set to extruding mode to get some of this. Now, the other thing that we need to do is we need to get the iron bar. Where's iron? Is that it there? Yes. I'm not used to the storage yet, so bear with me. Okay, we'll do that. We have the tin ready to go, and a couple pieces of wood. 6, if I'm not mistaken, along the sides. Full spruce wood door. I did not know that that was a recipe. Didn't have the slightest clue. Okay, so that's that. Good. We will get the tin now. We got the rubber. We should be good to go for the most part on this setup. I believe the compressor is also a 32 requirement. So we need to make sure about that as well. It should be. So there we go. There's our coil. We can throw that in the middle, and a couple of insulated tin will give us the LV transformer. Okay, so now we're going to jump behind here, and we need to get up top. Okay, good, and there we go. Really? Did I not open this all up? Okay. There we go. Alright. Boom, put down a torch. So, what we want to do is, or at least what I want to do, is I want to run our power to a battery box, this CESU, and have it in a pretty decent location so that we're not, you know, always fighting and trying to figure out a good way to wire things. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, no. Dang it. Oh, hammer. Hammer, please. Well, that is not ideal in the slightest. I guess I'll be remaking all those machines. Lucky us. Don't worry, I won't punish you guys by making you guys have to watch me do it, but I am pretty disappointed. That's going to set me back big time, and I'm already behind the 8-ball. That has me a little bit flustered, so I apologize. What I think I'm going to do, though, is we're going to run the power, I think, right through a little hole here, and then we'll connect it down to the CESU. Okay. Wow. I'm sorry, folks. I'm a little bit annoyed at the moment. I apologize, but yeah. Okay, let me cut away. I'll set this all up and get back to work. Alright, so I fixed my mistake. I basically, as you can see, we have the line running in to our CESU, which is outputting power. Now we have that power coming through some insulated copper cables. This is going to be our 128 EU per tick line, and then we have our LV transformer going to tin, which will be our 32 EU per tick line. Now, one of the things for us to get the thermal centrifuge is we need a turning table to make a mining laser. Yes, indeed, this is all real life. Just saying. So that's 3, 4, and 8. So 12 more iron plates. Oh, man. We are going to go through our iron something fierce here. But that's okay. I have a plan to go mining. Let's go rolling mode. We have our iron shafts already, so that's good. We basically need some iron item casing. Our basic machine casing, which is an iron chipset, which we should have, indeed. That is good. We'll set that guy up right here. I love having all these crafting tables around, though, by the way. Just absolutely love it. I don't know if you guys do, but I think it's awesome. Just saying. So I'm going to wait for that to get done. But this is going to look pretty nice, I think, overall. I've kind of recovered from my little rage fit of breaking the machines. The hammer has been put away indefinitely. It's on a timeout because, yeah, that sucked. I had to remake all those, which basically means we're almost out of copper. We have 10 copper left. We've used up just a ton more resources than we had to. Had to dip again into the brass. We're down to 7 of that. It's just, it wasn't a good thing. Let's put it that way. All right, so we're coming up on our 8th one here. This should at least give us our basic machine frame, which will allow us to maybe try to figure out this turning table. I've never used this device yet, so I'm really looking forward to figuring it out. So for the thermal centrifuge, there's the guy. We need some coils. We need an advanced machine casing. Okay. We need an electric motor, which is more coils. I don't have copper. This is a problem. We need an energy crystal, some advanced alloy, an advanced circuit, which requires signalum. Oh boy. Are we actually prepared enough to do this? I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, right? Holy cow, that's a little bit harder than I anticipated. Okay. Iron turning table, 4535. Lathing tool, iron turning blank. Okay. All right, good. So we have our turning table. Okay. This guy, what can this guy handle? Turning table can handle power 100,000 kilo units. I'm going to place it here just to be safe. Okay, so how do we do this? We need a, there we go, a lathing tool from Industrialcraft. So that's going to be iron item casing and some refined iron plates. Okay, so 1 iron, 1 steel is all. That's not too bad. That's pretty cheap, actually. So we'll get these guys going, and I'll figure out this turning table, and we'll be back in a jiff. Okay, so next day completely. Not gonna lie, might have raged a little bit. The Industrialcraft stuff, when I broke it with the hammer, a lot of other things had already gone wrong that night, in my mind. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a deterrent, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, we are here, we are back, and all that fun stuff. So, I've prepped a few other things here. I had to go mining because we were out of copper, because I had to rebuild the machines. It was just scary bad, alright? But we are basically at the point now where we are getting closer to being able to make this thermal centrifuge. Now, I wanted to demonstrate that I do have the turning table operational here. So one thing to make sure, this one with the fan, make sure that's pointing away from the turning table. That way it works. You also do require a electric motor. I ended up building 3 of them because I kept derping up and not realizing that I had it the right way. So, I mean, we got a little bit of a leg up. It's going to go a little bit faster, but not a huge deal. And then with the electric kinetic generator, you of course need to have it connected to power. Hello, King Slime Heaven. So, then in here we have our lathing tool and our iron turning blank. Now, if I remember correctly, we need 4, 3, and triple 2. So, 4, 3, 2, 2, 2. Perfect. So, iron turning blank handle. Iron turning blank handle. Excellent. So now we can pull it out. That guy is done. You do get a couple of tiny piles of iron dust, which you can turn back into regular iron dust if you so choose. But we do have the turning table, and it is operational. So that's very nice to see. And as you can see, our power, pretty good. Our CESU is not having any issues. Our hardened energy cell is, though. So we are still draining power, and that is definitely troubling. We're going to have to fix that situation right away, because all I'm doing, I think, right now is rolling stuff. So that's really concerning. Why is that dropping so fast? Does this take continual power? Oh, God, I hope not. Does it? No. It can't, can it? It might. I'm going to wait until... So that's done. And we're still dropping. So, cause of concern, this does take continual power. So, I think, for right now, we're going to bust it. Let's just confirm this here. Yeah, that was taking power. So keep that in mind. You definitely want to keep your eye on that, because long-term power drain like that is not good for the health. And the turning table is a pretty cool machine and everything, but yeah. I'm going to place this stuff right here just so that we have it close by for when we need it. But that is definitely something to keep note of. If you do not have a good power system in place or anything like that, you're going to have to be careful and wary of that. So I need to go a little bit of tin. Now, one of the things we need is obviously the mining laser, which is advanced alloy, which is one of the things I'm working on. But we also need this advanced circuit. And this guy requires basic capacitors. Yes, indeed, from Ender.io. Now, that requires lapis electron tubes, redstone chipsets, and signalum nuggets, which we actually can make now. Boom, signalum blend. Boom, signalum blend. Very nice. Now, what's the best way to smelt this guy? There probably really isn't one. You probably just get one no matter which way. So I'm just going to throw it in the old cooker here. That'll give us 8 signalum. Not bad, not bad. And then we also do need to get an electric circuit. Now for that, I'm going to need a little bit more copper. Not that much though. And we'll take those and 3... oh dear, we're out of rubber again. Holy cow. Alright. And we'll get over to here. This, as soon as it's done, we'll set that to extruding mode. And we should be able to... First of all, we need to make ourselves the basic machine casing. So let's get the iron chipset that we require to get that. Beautiful. And we need all of this. So we need refined iron plates. That's okay. But we need this advanced circuit. So let's get that all prepped except for the electronic circuit here. So we got that. We got the intricate circuit boards. I forgot about my phone. And what else did we need with that? Oh yes, we need the capacitors, basic capacitors. So let's do those as well here. So we're going to need a few more of these. Let's do a couple. Like so. Like so. And our signalum. Bingo. Very nice. At least it's nuggets. Oh man. Could you imagine if they would have done it as blocks or ingots? Oh boy. That would have been a nightmare. Okay, that's good. Like that. We're going to need an iron plate. A couple pieces of redstone. We need to set this to extruding mode. Oh, pardon me. Really? Really, baby zombie? Really? Okay, good. And you know what? I'll keep the signalum nugget as well because that's seeming to be important. I am going to need one more iron though because we just used one. I didn't... Oh, and the redstone. We need 2 redstone. Yeah, you drowned, baby zombie. You drowned. That's right. Rolling, good, beautiful. Oh man, all this Industrialcraft stuff, I tell ya. It's great, but it's also kind of a pain. Okay, so there's our advanced circuit. Quite the crazy recipe, not gonna lie. Now, we should be able to do our advanced alloys here. So, that, and the iron in the middle. Nope. Iron on the bottom. Nope. What is it? What is it? Iron on the top, bronze in the middle. Oh god, I got it all wrong. It's all wrong. Okay, there we go. Mixed metal ingots, and you throw those in the compressor. And those are going to make us those advanced alloys. So we should almost be there. Let's work on our energy crystal next. So we need the energium dust. So we're going to need 4 diamond dust, which we can just do in a pulverizer. So that is 4 diamonds. Luckily, well, we have 144 diamonds, so I'm not too worried about diamonds quite yet. I got very lucky and found quite a few good diamonds, so I was very happy about that. There we go, some diamond dust, and what was the rest of it? Redstone, right? 5 redstone. Oh my god, is that another king slime? Holy cow. Alright, 5 redstone, and I think we needed 2 as well for the mining laser. And the mining laser is actually a very fun item, all things considered, but we're not going to use it for right now. So we'll do that. We'll place that guy there. We'll get that in place. And we need to compress down this energium. We have the alloys that we require, just like so, for the mining laser at least. And then we need some iron. I'm going to steal one of those electric motors, actually, because that'll save us the time it takes to make it. Okay, we got the coils. We need the iron and just the refined iron plates. Okay, not bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4 of steel. Let's get these guys hammered up. Boom. Beautiful. Get our advanced alloys. We're almost done. We actually have enough already to make it, so that's great. But we need to get this energium dust starting to go. So, pardon me once again, I apologize. I am still under the weather. Okay, we'll put that guy in, and that should give us our fancy dancy dust. As you can see, with these machines running without that kinetic electric generator, we're still gaining power. So that's why I was a little bit shocked when all things were said and done. All right, energy crystal. Beautiful. Our mining laser is complete. Awesome. A great item. Like I said, an absolutely fantastic item to use. I highly recommend it, but I'm not going to right now. The carbon plates I already prepped as well. It's just basically pulverized coal. And what's the last part? Just the refined iron plates along the outside. Advanced machine frame. And we have ourselves a thermal centrifuge. Awesome. I am so pumped about this. Now, it can take 128 max, so we'll put it right there. And I believe this also does a consistent power drain. It does. And we are losing power fast. Holy cow. But this guy can do lots of different things that we need it to do. So one of them is the uranium. So to process the uranium, we needed to put it in the rock crusher, if I'm not mistaken. And, oh, I guess we can pulverize. No, I don't know if we can pulverize it. I think we need to do this. The crushed uranium ore is then put into the thermal centrifuge at high heat to give us uranium. Now, there's a couple catches with uranium. and I highly recommend you be very careful with uranium. Oh, good. We're powering up again. It just took a lot of power to begin with. Okay, that's good. Now, I'm wondering, I honestly do not know this. Is this like an induction smelter where you can apply a redstone signal and it would heat up already? I'm thinking it is. But for right now, let's leave it, okay? I don't want to get too carried away. Let's kind of just make this our little IC2 section over here. Let's take these and place them over here as well, and just kind of make it a little IC2 section. I'm trying to keep some things together if I can, but I'm seeming to have a bit of difficulty with that. Let's just do our lapatron things in there. Okay, let me get a few more things prepared. Uranium is radioactive, so I got to get a couple things prepped and ready to go for that. Alright, so we're back here, and I think I've got everything pretty much prepped and ready to go for the next step. But, like I mentioned, uranium does pose a little bit of a problem, and I also need some of it. I forgot to put this in the rock crusher, but it does pose a bit of a situation in that it's got no power. Well then, I guess we will move the rock crusher. But yeah, so uranium poses a problem because it basically makes you radioactive. It can kill you. So be quite careful when dealing with uranium and all that kind of stuff. Let's just throw it in here, I guess. Is that even going to work? Yeah, I think we'll be able to run power to it. Sure. And at least this way we won't die from it. Okay, we'll put in the uranium, and I need the power. But yeah, so equally, I've also locked all of my drawers. So like the electrum wire there, now you see it has 0, but it's not actually emptied out, okay? So that's a good thing as well. Let's just do a quick little finagling. Oh, can I do that? I'm short electrum. Give me another one of those. And we need another thing of electrum wire, but that's fine. We'll get it. So this will connect with this, just like so. That's good. And that's all I can do. Really? Okay, electrum. Let's get some electrum. There we go. We also have sticks. Good. Let's make a little bit more of the electrum wire. Okay, this will solve our problem for right now. We will connect that with that. There we go. Rock crusher should have power, and it should be crushing the uranium ore. Very nice. Okay, that's the first step. The next thing that we need is we need to get a hazmat suit. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar, IC2 gives you rubber boots. Very nice. The scuba helmet. Very good. The hazmat suit leggings and the hazmat suit body armor. Okay, so basically what you're going to want to do before you deal with any of this stuff, you're going to want to go full orange mode, and then we can start doing the thermal centrifuge. Let's keep an eye on our power here. I think we should be okay for the most part, but this does have to heat up quite a bit. So once it gets to temperature, I'll be back with you guys, and we can jump on in to getting our uranium. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're there. The progress bar is moving. We have our full hazmat suit on, and boom, we have some uranium. Now, without the hazmat suit on, like I said, that can kill you. So, keep that in mind. You do get a decent amount of uranium, so that's good. And I'm just going to leave it. Well, you know what? No, let's store it. I think we can store it in a storage drawer. I don't know. I've never tried it. Or should we leave it in here? I'm thinking maybe we'll leave it in there. Yeah, that could be trouble. That could just be trouble. Anyways, let's get our hardened thrusters, and let's get our brand new upgraded tier 2 jetpack. Awesome. So excited to have this guy. And let's make, you know what we should do? We should get a little armor stand for our hazmat suit. How do I make those again? Iron and stone slabs. We can do that. Get a little, maybe a little armor thing going on. Get some of this, like so. Get an armor stand, and I'm thinking we'll put it pretty much right here. And we will basically go like this, throw all that stuff. Now, rubber boots are actually useful as well, but I don't think we're going to use them because I have better plans in my head. And one of those plans are long fall boots. Long fall boots from Portal Gun. Very nice boots overall. They are a little bit more expensive now. You do require some flux infused boots and some nano boots. So they are a little bit more expensive, but they negate all fall damage, which is just wonderful. Now that we've used a little bit of power and such, we have our uranium. We have some tiny piles of uranium as well, just kind of hanging out. And we're good to go on everything. I think that's going to be it for this episode, ladies and gents. I think we're pretty much... Did I not... I did not do that, did I? Did I put my jetpack on there? Where's my jetpack? Oh, yeah, I'm charging it. Okay, we'll put all this on the armor stand, and our jetpack is done. Beautiful. We have a little bit more power, a little bit more juice to our jetpack, which is wonderful. And I think that's going to be it for this episode. I apologize for not having one up yesterday, but like I said, rage quit. You guys probably noticed that in the video. Anyways, that's it for me. Resident Ender? Did an Enderman teleport in here? I'll take it. Awesome. All right, that's it for me. Bye-bye for now.